is Maya Matthews bringing you a special news brief pertaining to the upcoming school year. The Town of Enfield's Department of Public Safety and the Board of Education have partnered together in order to enhance the safety of our youngest and most vulnerable residents, our children.
We had to have something in place should an individual get in our building before the police get there to try to minimize the damage. And the only way we thought we could do that is twofold. One is to harden the building, which means we want to create hurdles for the individual to enter the building. And we've done an extensive amount of that. We're not going to talk into specifics of it, but we have hardened our buildings. And two, we wanted a security officer in place that in the event the person got in that building, between the time he got in that building and the police came, there'd be someone there to try to minimize loss of life.
While we cannot predict or control violence from a person determined to inflict it, proper preparedness will put security in place to minimize destruction and devastation. The Town Council and the Board of Education put together a security committee to address this issue in regards to our school system and began the process of integrating school security officers into the organization. However, the security program partnership with the police department is not a new concept. Enfield currently has 3 school resource officers in town, stationed in JFK Middle School, Enfield High School, and Fermi High School.
It's been well over 20 years we have had school resource officers in the schools. They've been, and I've heard from parents and educators, they're a tremendous asset to the kids in those schools and the staff at the school. We haven't had an incident with those individuals, and we believe the same thing is going to happen with our security officers. Once that they're assigned a school and they become part of the culture of that school, and people feel comfortable that they are competent professionals that did this for a long time, I think some of the anxiety might be eased for most people.
The state of Connecticut introduced a legislative bill this year detailing that there would be strict prerequisites to becoming a school security officer. Ours are seasoned law enforcement veterans that can handle themselves in a situation where our kids may be in danger.
It's been a lot of experience, especially in schools at the elementary school level. As a room parent for the past 5 years, PTO board, and I coach baseball for the past 7 years.
I retired about 2 years ago to be home with my kids who weren't in school at the time. They're both going to be in full-time school this fall, and it seems like a good opportunity for me to get back into the workforce, and I feel particularly drawn to this position. I realize that this is it's going to be challenging. You know, not only are we responsible for the safety of the children here, we're also responsible for making sure that they feel welcome and that they know that we're caring about them and that it's a nice, safe school learning experience for them.
Not only do these school security officers have plenty of on-the-job experience, they have worked with children in their communities and will take no time at all in becoming a part of the Enfield family.
I worked in East Hartford. I worked there for 25 years. I started the original gang unit in East Hartford. Realized we had a gang problem. At the time, it was a majority around Showcase Cinemas, and I was able to approach the department as a patrolman, and I was able to establish a gang unit. So that went well. In addition to that, when I was the deputy chief of police in East Hartford, I also helped negotiate the school resource officer program agreement that brought police officers into the school for the first time for that community.
In my 16 years, the last 11 years of my career was as a crimes against children investigator. So I learned very quickly how to work with children victims and also their parents, and sometimes in their school settings. It was a very rewarding part of my career as well. I also, the first part of my career was an Explorer advisor. So I got to work with junior high and high school age children, and I found that to be extremely rewarding as well.
I believe the school security officers are going to very rapidly become part of the culture of the Enfield Public Schools. Last year when we had the greeters at JFK Middle School and Enfield High School and Fermi High School, the people who were coming to visit us were very happy to have a warm, smiling face, meet them at the front door, and help them with their needs as they came into the school, along with checking to make sure they had proper business there. This year, as we move to school security officers at the front door, we expect the same level of greeting, the same warm, friendly person at the front door, but this year we're going to be monitoring for a little different level of safety and security. So the school security officer will be there to ensure that the people have proper business, but also be the first person you run into when you come to our schools.
Contact the Board of Education at 860-253-2333 $6,500 if you have any questions about who will be in your child's school. Keep an eye out for more information as the school year progresses. Thank you for watching and have a great day.